What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the issues that I'm having with Japanese, specifically this past week. Most of them are going to be excuses, but in the sake of transparency, and I have always wanted this channel to be as open and honest as possible and to shed the negative and the positive. I don't want to be one of those channels that's just like, everything's great, I'm perfect, look how talented I am, because I don't like that. So I wanted to make this video. So basically I'm having a couple of struggles, and it's all my own doing, and specifically this past week. And some of the struggles are basically just time management issues, which, you know, I'm supposed to be Captain Time Management, but it all started when I made the video about wanting to do 25 hours a week instead of doing 20 for the rest of the year. Now, that was a great goal at the time, something that I could definitely do, but when I started it, for whatever reason, I finally decided to get into a habit and routine of doing fitness and like exercise. I exercise about 30 minutes a day, and I have every day for the past, today was day 16. I've done 16 days in a row. I've done some form of exercise for 30 minutes, basically 25 to 30 minutes. I'm using DDP yoga, which just because the exercises are nice and short and I like them and whatever. But basically that kind of started interrupting my time. And the first week I actually did really, really well. But I also realized that, as I've mentioned on this channel before, it was an unrealistic goal for the rest of the year. And I think it was an unrealistic goal for the rest of the year, even if I didn't have this weird goal of doing exercise every day. And so I think I set myself up for failure. This past week was the first week that I haven't hit 40 hours studied, or 40 hours in total. I almost hit my active target. And realistically, like, the whole idea of saying that I'm hitting 40 hours, I've always tried to be honest about that. I'm not hitting 40 hours. It's 20 hours of active and 20 hours of passive. At least, well, minimum 20 hours active, and the rest can be filled in with passive. But active is the main focus. Obviously, passive listening, I personally feel that there is a point in that. There should be a video dropping on Aaron Fingtam Languages channel soon, with me and him discussing passive listening, and I specifically get into why I think it's important. But regardless, the 20 hours of active study is my main focus. It's easier to say the 40 hours, and 40 hours, people just associate that with like the work week and stuff, at least in America. And so it's just why I've always gravitated towards that. And also, again, with my feeling on passive immersion, it definitely is still 40 hours of Japanese. But regardless, I think that it was an unrealistic goal up front, and that's just me being honest with you. Now, I think it's something I could do. However, I also realized in that first week, especially with adding the exercise 30 minutes a day, that I was missing out on more stuff that I enjoy. And I know the Japanese is something that you get what you put in. But I was okay at the level I was at, hitting 20 hours a week, because I'm actually really happy with my Japanese level. I made a video earlier, I made a tweet earlier talking about how much more I understand, especially once I started seeking out some of these grammar patterns. I started understanding a lot more, and understanding a lot more of just the way things are said. Obviously, I'm still, like, I even tweeted, don't read too far into that. That doesn't mean that I understand a lot. It's just I understand a lot more than what I did. You have to understand, if you go from understanding 4% to understanding 8%, you've literally doubled how much that you understand, but you still don't understand a lot. But I'm very, very happy with my Japanese and where it's going. And so ultimately I decided to say, you know what, 20 hours a week is where I'm going to stay. I'm not worried about the 25 hours a week, because realistically I would rather spend the 30 minutes working out, obviously 10 or 15 minutes to shower. So it's about 45 minutes. That's, close to an hour-ish a day. And that realistically over the course of a week can make up an additional 5 hours. And realistically, I'm cool with the 20 hours, because the benefits, especially with mental clarity and things like that, as I've adjusted my diet and I've gotten into doing, yoga and just in general exercise, it's helped my mental clarity, and maybe that's why I'm starting to understand more Japanese. I don't know. And I really find that it's a fair trade-off. So I'm probably not going to be doing 25 hours for the rest of, year. I'm going to be sticking with the 20 hours a week and going from there. Now, last week, again, just for the sake of transparency on this channel, last week I did not hit my 20 hours. I hit 17, and it's completely my fault. I did exercise. As I said, I haven't missed an exercise in 16 days. I've done it for over 2 weeks, and it's fantastic. I love it. I'm not going to stop doing it. Formulating that habit, continue to build on, blah, blah, blah. I'm following a specific routine. That'll get more than 30 minutes a day. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But yeah, that's not stopping. The problem last week is I started falling back into some habits that I had. So I had to delete all the sports applications off my phone because I deleted all of them except for Yahoo Sports, and that's simply because I can log in and check scores real quick because I am a sports fanatic. I love sports. But I had to delete all the other things, and I guess I could turn the notifications off, but I didn't even want them to be there for the sake of reading. I hate the way that Yahoo News's sports section is set up, so I'm not overly concerned about going in and checking the news. But with scores and stuff, I can get on there, check, no big deal, and it's not that big of a threat. But I would get notifications, boom, this team, it's close, 1 minute left, turn the game on, or whatever's happening. And it started to pull me back in last week, and it started to kind of become a little bit dangerous for me because I started spending more time on that. Now, I was doing pretty solid. I got to Friday, and then Friday, the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake came out, or remaster came out, and I bought that, and I probably played it for, I would say, nothing short of 12 or 15 hours this weekend, and that was a huge issue. I had a ton of fun playing it, and, realistically, I've not missed 40 hours since I started this, which was the week beginning of July 6th, so you're talking over 2 months of 40 hours in a week, and I feel really, really comfortable with that, but I definitely understand that. So doing it for 1 week and hitting 17 hours instead of 20 hours active, not a big deal. I think I was at 33 or 34 hours of total study, or passive and active study, and realistically, that's not bad, but I also know that with my addictive personality, this can become an issue. If I were to start playing it on a daily basis or every other day, that can start to eat into my study time, and that is in no way, shape, or form anything that I want to do. So I'm going to have to formulate kind of a plan in order to get that taken care of, and that is my own fault. So that's kind of where some of the struggle is coming in, is falling back into some habits that I had. Now, I did try to remedy some of that when I was watching some basketball. When it would go to a commercial, I would pop on my YouTube on my phone, and I would watch videos up until the game came back on. And then if it was kind of a slow section during a game, I would review some flashcards or whatever it may be. And that at least helped me get a little bit of extra study in, but I also understand that it's just better if I don't have it on. Yes, I do like sports. They will always be there. And I mean, technically Japanese will be as well, but just fulfillment in my life will be more so like, it'll just make more sense for me to learn Japanese versus watch this game that no one will care about in just a couple of days. So it's basically me, basically what I'm trying to say in this whole video. I'm just giving you guys, honestly, I'm just kind of giving you guys a little rundown. I know some people like this kind of stuff, but basically my struggles are coming down to not falling into old habits, because it can be really, really bad for me. And that's, again, the reason I wanted to work out. And I know people are like, well, you could take a day off here or there, but what I do is not overly hard. Like, you sweat, you definitely get up your heart rate, but it's non-impact. And it's something that I can easily do. And so, and it doesn't put wear and tear on your muscles. It doesn't break the muscle tissue and fiber down. It's literally for rejuvenation. The yoga is for rejuvenating your body. And so if I can do it every day, I'm not getting hurt, I'm being careful. And if I can keep that and keep the momentum going, I want to form the habit, and then I'll worry about if I need a rest day here or there. Because right now I'm not burning myself out and I'm not doing anything, so I'm keeping that. And that's kind of where I'm at with Japanese as well, doing it every day. And so just knowing how my habit is, like, again, if I took a day off of exercise, I also know that would probably branch into 2 days, and then into 3 days, and then into 4 days, and then here we are a week later, and I've exercised once, so you might as well start over, as everybody does, and I don't want that to happen with Japanese. I don't want to be like, well, 17, you know what, I did 17 this week, and that's super cool. I'm actually really satisfied with that. Well, let's just keep it at 17. I don't want to do that. I do want to keep pushing forward with my Japanese. And this week has been great so far. Monday was my birthday, and I had a couple things going on, so I didn't do a whole lot there. But so far, it's 10:37 right now at night, and I've done a decent amount today, and I will continue making that up through the week. And again, I feel overall really satisfied with where I'm at, and I know that I'm going to progress. And so I think that going forward, again, just recognizing my problems, I think that I'm going to have to set goals like I did in the beginning, which is that I don't go to English content such as games games like sports games, watching or playing video games until I hit a certain amount of at least immersion time. And I think that's a good way that I can balance it. Because while I do believe that the idea of all Japanese all the time, do nothing but Japanese, I think that if you can do that, good. I also know that I enjoy English content, and I don't want to stop watching it, and I want to have a balance of English, and I'm not going to deprive myself of stuff I enjoy because I'm doing this, even though Japanese is what I enjoy. So I think I'm going to end the video here, man. That is 10 minutes, 11 minutes of absolute rambling, and hopefully you all got something out of this. This is kind of just a regurgitated what I'm feeling at the moment. And again, for the sake of transparency, I wanted to make this video because language learning is not all sunshine, tulips and daisies. It's not all fantastic. There are some things. And while I don't necessarily think my issues are something that's going to be substantial, I think I'm going to move past it this week. I'm already moving past it this week. I haven't touched Tony Hawk since yesterday. That sounds so stupid. But I don't think that it's going to be anything that's going to actually fully hinder me. I think I'm going to get back on track this week and be perfectly fine and go from there. But I just wanted to make a video kind of explaining even just some of my thoughts. So but yeah, if you have any questions, let me know down below. Feel free to chime in or anything. You guys never shy away from that, so I welcome that. And yeah, so I want to thank my Patreons for supporting these videos, which I will pop up on the screen right here. Thanks to everybody who does that. You can go to patreon.com/SeaboltSpeaks. And you can also check out the links in the description below for the people who have supported the channel. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.